What's up YouTube, this is GalacticGod and I'm coming at you now with another DevPro Duel replay. Quite recently, over the last week or so, I've been testing out a Monarch build up here on DevPro a lot. I'm sure a lot of you guys that have been going on DevPro and dueling against me have noticed this deck. I'm going to go ahead and show you just this replay. This was a match that I really liked a lot. I was playing against TG Stun, and I think that this duel in and of itself kind of illustrates what I like so much about Monarchs, and really this format in general. This was kind of a longer duel, so in replay form it kind of speeds it up at a good pace. But I like the fact that, you know, this was really a grind game for both of us, and that it kind of showed just how well Monarchs can work in a grind game, especially in this kind of format. As you can see, TG Stun plays a lot of back row, and you know, you really have to work your way through it, and they have all these, you know, floaters that they can put out on the field and just keep getting monster after monster after monster. And this was just kind of how I was able to kind of get through that and eventually push on. Now, as you might have noticed by now, I'm using quite a bit of Scapegoats. One of the key components for me wanting to try Monarchs out once again. A lot of people don't think of Scapegoats being really good in a Monarch deck, but the fact that you can have 3 goats and then 3 enemy controllers and then 3 cyber valleys just creates a tremendous amount of draw power, plus you know, I'm able to take my opponent's monsters constantly and then tribute them off for Monarchs. It's really kind of cool. The Monarchs is a deck that I've always kind of enjoyed playing. Ever since they first started releasing this archetype, I really like the control aspect of it, and I think the fact that there's so much diversity, you know, at least in the format right now, allows me the opportunity to play a deck like this once again. Plus, I really wanted to find a way to make the 3 Scapegoats viable, and this was one of the options that I kind of came up with. Card D is another card I've used to kind of help keep the Monarchs consistent so that I'm always drawing back and forth. Scapegoats help keep, you know, allow me to maintain field presence without, you know, sacrificing a normal summon or anything like that. Here I tried to, this massive chain just occurred for me to try and get a hold of his monster. The only reason why I really went through that big of a trouble to get rid of him is because I don't want him getting his floating monsters effects. His TG monsters, I don't want to destroy them by any means. I just want to be able to tribute them off or use a, you know, Caius or something like that on them just to get rid of them in general so that they can't, you know, get that effect. And here he's trying to Fiendish Chain me, and I just mystical it off the field so I can get a card out of his hand, and you know, I feel like I'm in a pretty good position here. Now he tries to attack with Tengu, and I know he's got to have, you know, Horn of the Phantom Beast or something back there, so I put him into defense mode, because this way I can kill him right now with this monster, and he lets it go through even though he's got Mirror Force, and then I can sack my Monarch, Caius in this case, and just get rid of him altogether. So whatever back row he had that was going to help him, Horn of the Phantom Beast or Forbidden Lance or something like that, I can get rid of it. Now I'm able to sack from Mobius, which I think is really good in this format, especially when you're playing against so much back row. And I've cleared everything out, and he drew a pot of duality, and I was hoping he was going to pick a monster because then I can kind of trap him more or less, which is what I'm able to do here. Now when I drop the Fader, I feel like I'm in a really good position, and then when I draw the 3rd Ryza, I know I've got game already, because he's only at 6,000 life points. I can attack essentially freely all 3 times. He's going to keep redrawing the same monster over and over again. And that's ultimately how I was able to pick up the victory in this duel. Was just bouncing his monster back on top of his deck 3 times with 3 different Ryzas. It was pretty cool, actually. Anyhow, in the comment section below, remember to let me know what you think of my Monarch deck build, and if you'd like to see more DevPro duels featuring this deck in the future up here on my channel. And I guess that's going to do it for now. This is GalacticGod, out.